Hey everyone, just wanted to give you a quick update on what's going on here in Iceland with regard to the eruption and all of the earthquakes that have been going on in the last 24 to 48 hours. So, we had quite a large one pretty recently today, but before I get into that, let's go over a couple of the other ones that we've had over the last 24 hours. Now, the big earthquake was felt around 12:30 today, and according to the news, the quake was around a magnitude of 5 and originated again in the Reykjanes Peninsula area. And you can see here all of the stars that are a magnitude over 3 and all of the sort of colored dots that you can see here, the hours since the earthquake. So there's quite a lot of activity still going on in the area. Now, the one that occurred at 12:30 or so today said it was one of the largest ones that have occurred in the area since the 12th of March. Which is about 2 days ago. But there is no unrest. Things are still really active in that area, and we're not sure where that's going to go. There was also a lot of activity in earthquakes at night, last night. So there were 7 that were over a magnitude of 3 in the Reykjanes Peninsula area, with the largest being around 4.2 that happened at 4:40 in the morning. Now, it originated at a depth of around 3.6 kilometers, and about 2.7 kilometers southwest of Ferðarfjall at around, as I said, 4:40, according to all the measurements that they have been taking. Now, one thing that happened in the afternoon today was there was a very strong earthquake at around 2:15 in the afternoon, again originating from the Reykjanes Peninsula, where there has been a lot of this activity. And this earthquake, I believe, was a 5.2 magnitude. And there was a huge number of earthquakes sort of back to back that really shook everyone in the Reykjavik area. And I think that I'm reading that it felt it as far as Selfoss in the south and Arkanes in sort of north of Reykjavik. So let's take a look at the map and see exactly what's going on here. So we can see, as I said, all of the green stars with the magnitude of over 3. If we scroll down here, we can see, again, this is over the last 48 hours, still a huge amount of earthquakes going on and seismic activity. And you can see sort of these peaks here on Saturday. We got another Sunday, but then we get to today where there was this 5.4, a lot of activity going on in the past hour or two. If we take a look at the table and just narrow things down to the magnitude 3 and larger, you can really see what happened around that time. So, we had those ones around 12:30, it was from magnitude of 5, 12:50, 3.5, but then we get to 2:15 and it was 5.4, basically right after that, 4.0, and then a minute later, 3.1, and shortly after that, we got another 2 that were over a magnitude of 3. So there's still a huge amount of activity going on. Not 100% sure what's going on and where the actual if there's an eruption, where this is all going to sort of lead. They're still doing a lot of simulations and things change all the time. What they're saying now is, I believe the magma under the surface is traveling around 500 meters per day. And they are a little bit worried now that should the eruption occur, it could go into the ocean and produce some ash and smoke and things like that. Now, as I'm talking about magma and lava, just wanted to do a quick recap for those of you watching. Maybe you're new to sort of this idea of magma and lava. But the magma is the molten rock that's under the Earth's surface. And once it actually breaches and erupts outside of the Earth's surface, then it becomes lava. So just a quick thing, I know it's easy to sort of get confused on why it's called lava and why it's called magma, but it's just the terms on what to use when we're talking about this. Now, one other chart that I wanted to go and look at was this here that was put together. And it shows you the area of the seismic activity that they're worried about with the magma tube. And you can see that it's around 1 kilometer as that close to the surface from the last I read on the news. And it is traveling, so it's a concern as it's getting closer and closer to the surface that it could just breach and erupt, and hopefully it doesn't travel too much further. We don't want it traveling closer and closer to the city of Grindavik, and we don't want it getting closer to places like the Blue Lagoon. We just want, if an eruption where it is kind of now should be a fairly safe place for it to erupt. And of course, any eruption, there would be stopped flights instantly, and they wouldn't be able to fly until the situation has been addressed. But as I covered in an earlier video, the airport is ready to do what it needs to do in order to make sure that everyone is safe, make sure that the flights are working, and if need be, there are international airports available throughout the other parts of the country. So it's not like air traffic would stop. They're saying most likely they would have to shut down the air traffic, assess the situation, and maybe, an hour, 2 hours would go by where they would be unable to use the Keflavik airport again because it is so close to where the eruption is going to occur. So just wanted to give a quick update. Again, lots of activity over the last 48 hours, especially over the last 1 or 2 hours here with these huge magnitudes of over 5 back to back to back. So I hope you enjoyed these updates. If you do, hit the like button. If you have any comments or any news, be sure to put those in there, and I will 100% read them and make any corrections that people suggest after looking through it, so that everyone else can benefit from that as well. If you want to keep updated on everything, just hit subscribe. You can hit the bell icon, all the usual YouTube stuff. And I will continue to post things as news develops and, well, as it's kind of worth your time to listen to it. One thing that we had too, outside of this eruption news, is there is a beached whale that you can take a look at the video. And I went down there and did a quick recording, so you can take a look at that video, and that is up here in the corner there. So enjoy, thanks for watching, and until next time, be safe.